cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Your life can change in a moment, and it will never be the same. This is the story of 3 extraordinary people whose lives changed in a moment.
So after a couple weeks of this, I thought, maybe it's not heartburn. Maybe it's bronchitis. Maybe I got a cold.
I had a lump in my neck right here and thought that I had a pulled muscle.
I had been having headaches. I knew there was something wrong, so we went to the hospital, approximately 30 miles away.
Meet Tim, heart attack survivor, husband, and father of 6. Ashley, cancer survivor, wife and mother of 2. And Tasha, stroke survivor and single mother of 2.
The ambulance came rather quickly, within 4 minutes. And he looked at me and said, "We'll do everything we can." I found out later that that means they don't expect you to survive. I had 100% blockage in 3 arteries, 95% in another artery.
And they saw some spots on my lung, and so they thought it was pneumonia for a while. And then they did a biopsy, and then I kind of got worried then. Got a call back about a day later and went in and they told me. I have Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they told me that if I was going to have cancer, that was one of the better ones to have. You know, to me, cancer is still cancer, and it was still very scary.
I had trouble breathing on my own. My comprehension was fine, but I couldn't speak or moan or laugh or anything. I couldn't even cry. They started testing me for everything under the sun. They never see stroke patients my age.
The good news is, with today's medical advances, people now survive, when just a few years ago, they would have died.
What? I've had a heart attack? But I'm in great shape. It can devastate your family. It can blow apart all the hopes and dreams you have.
I went through 12 weeks of chemo, and I stayed at home during that time because I was really, really tired and drained and just didn't have the energy to get myself up. And my husband was working a lot to try to get some money saved up for us and get everything paid off.
I was working full-time prior to my first stroke. I didn't return to work afterwards. I actually quit.
Think about your friends, family members, and co-workers who have been diagnosed with cancer, a heart attack, or stroke. Of those people, how many do you think planned that it would happen to them?
We had a golf team where I worked, a golf league, and on the team that I was on, we had one fellow who had cancer, who's my age. We had one fellow who is 4 or 5 years older, who was on the heart transplant list. We had another person who'd had diabetes, and another person who'd had a heart attack. I never thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Never thought it would happen to me. Never even crossed my mind. Never really realized what cancer was, you know, until it happened to me. It's unbelievable. People my age, people younger, people older, and it's just unreal how many people are going through this and how many people are, you know, getting it now. And
don't ever second guess Mother Nature. You never know when someone you love or you're close to or you're married to might have something happen. I never, ever in a million years thought I would have a stroke.
Few people realize the hidden costs of critical illness, including a spouse or family member taking time off from work. A recent study from Harvard reported that half of all bankruptcies were the result of a serious medical condition. Another recent study reported that 48%, nearly half of all home foreclosures, are the result of serious illness.
The co-payments alone add up to something that most people can't even cover with their Visa card. We had over $6,000 worth of co-pays in 3 months. People don't realize the hidden cost of a catastrophic illness.
It completely wipes out everything. You don't have the energy to go to work. You have no money coming in, but the bills keep piling up, and a lot of times you don't even have energy to look at the bills, and it just makes you more sick, you know.
It's such a strain on a person financially. When I was sent home, my prescriptions were about $1,000 a month, and we, needless to say, had to file bankruptcy.
As you can see, people's lives are never the same after experiencing a critical illness. Health insurance alone is not enough. The good news is, a doctor created a solution. Dr. Marius Barnard, who assisted his brother Christian with the world's first heart transplant, saw the financial stress his patients went through with a critical illness. The financial stress of survival was working against everything he was trying to accomplish as a doctor. As a result, he conceived the idea of critical illness insurance. Critical illness insurance pays a lump sum benefit upon diagnosis that can be used to pay off your mortgage, pay off debt, protect your retirement savings, and allow a spouse or family member to take time off work to care for you.
My wife just left her job. She left her job the day I went in for surgery and didn't go back for 8 months. The money would be used to maintain the lifestyle that you've built up. Not necessarily to pay off things, but to make sure that you didn't have to worry about paying your bills at the same time you're worried about recovering.
There wouldn't be so much stress on our family right now. We wouldn't be trying to scrounge and save everything that we have to pay our bills, and we'd be able to focus more on our education. And
I urge so many people that don't have it to get some kind of policy, because you can't be stuck without it.
As you've learned from these stories, none of us can know when a serious illness might strike. Critical illness insurance makes a difference in the quality of people's lives. And now there's a critical illness insurance plan available to you from Assurity Life Insurance Company. Don't let another day go by without protection in place. You need critical illness insurance today. Not because you're going to die, but because you're going to survive.
You don't have to live in fear, but you have to be prepared for those things that could and quite probably will happen to you.
no, I think there's hope for everybody. I mean, I think anybody can, if you have hope and you believe that you can beat it, you can.
So I've come this far basically on my own, but I'm happy.